No, fellas, I'm not asleep. What I am was I was trying to dry my eyes because I was crying, man. Um, I'm coming here with the results of my Bandits weekly predictions, but I'm here with a heavy heart, man, because once again, my team, the Bathroom Bandits, lost. Lost the third game in a row. Um, Listen, man, Braxton Bullies, you had a pretty solid game. You had some big performances by Breeze and Forte had 27. Demarius had 35. Kelsey had 31. I mean, my quarterback didn't do bad. He put up 46. My tight end put up 21. Um, but realistically, this game came down to two people just giving me two pretty bad performances. Le'Veon Bell, not so much. I mean, it was bad for his standards, 88 yards. He only gave me 14 points. No receptions for Le'Veon Bell the whole game. And Antonio Brown gave me 5.5 goddamn points. 5.5 points, Antonio Brown. You know what? I never, I never wish for or I'm happy that somebody got hurt. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not happy that Mike Vick got hurt. God damn, he was sorry as shit. 6 yards in the third quarter, man. I'm so glad he's out of there, man. Maybe now my team can actually perform. Maybe now Antonio Brown could be a factor, and Le'Veon Bell could be the great running back that we all know he is. But hey, the results are 199 to 146.5 in favor of Braxton's Bullies. You improved to 2-4, and the Bandits dropped third in a row to 1-5. Next matchup, Nish versus Mike and Pat Manley. This was a close one. This game was actually it was the second closest game of the week. We had two close ones. This one was decided by less than 10 points, 9.5 points. Um, when you're looking up and down the roster, you say, well, both teams had advantages in certain areas. Quarterback play was pretty even. Uh, Mike and Pat Manley had the the edge in both receivers and in running backs. But what really made the difference here was two things for Nish. One was a monster performance by Greg Olsen, man. Greg Olsen, 131 yards and touchdown. He gave him 64 points. And the Broncos defense, which we all know is the best defense in football, another outstanding performance, and they gave him 45. So those two performances is what pushed Nish over the top, and that improves his record to 5-1. And Mike and Pat Manley, you dropped to 2-4. Next matchup, Jay Nice versus Segaba. Um, Richie team, Cigar Bar, man, he had 301 points. Uh, High score of the week. He had two guys with 50 some points, one guy with 60, one guy with 70. Um, I would say that this was almost impossible to beat. But the ironic thing is, Jay Nice, who scored the league's low score of the week with 122.5, had a bench that scored 330 points. His bench had the high score of the week. And hey, man, it doesn't count if your bench is on the bench and not in the starting lineup. So, unfortunately for you, man, this was just a whole shitload of bad coaching decisions. And it cost you your first loss of the season, Jay Nice. You dropped to 5-1, and Richie and the Cigar Bar goes up to 5-1. By the way, Richie, I salute you. You're the king of the week with the high score, brother. Keep it moving. Keep it rolling. Next matchup, Team Tuna versus AC Fire. Um, this one, I mean, this was actually just take away the quarterback play right now. Take away the quarterback play, and you look at the rest of the game. You say, well, he had a slight advantage in the running backs. Uh, and my man AC Fire, but Tuna had a slight advantage in running backs, AC Fire had a huge game from a defense standpoint, so he had the advantage there by a lot. But the result of this game was determined by one thing and one thing only: Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, man, this bum decided that he was gonna come to work and play like a starting quarterback in the NFL with Calvin Johnson as receiver. I mean, he had Calvin Johnson the first 5 weeks and he didn't do shit. But today, in that game, he put up 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, got him 97 points. 97 points. Man, this scoring system is fucked up. Anyways, so Matthew Stafford was the deciding factor in this one, giving Tuna a 235.5 points to AC Fire's 177.5. AC Fire, you dropped to 2-4, and Team Tuna, you improved to 2-4. Last matchup we have was the game of the week. This was the closest game, a game decided by 5.5 points. Yep, 5.5 points. And this one here was a nail biter. The only difference in this game really was my man Devontae Freeman putting up yet another mega performance, scoring 64 points for Enfuego. Meanwhile, on the other side, Iron City had Blake Bortles put up 61. He had a couple guys with 20 and 20 or better, but it was that one performance by Freeman and the performance of Andy Dalton, who put up 52, that gave Enfuego the slight edge in this contest, improving his record to 2-4 and dropping Iron City to 4-2. Listen, guys, hey, as we all know, this is a very high-scoring league, and any given week, you just don't know what the score is going to look like. So I just want y'all to know this, and I want y'all to hear me very loud and clear. Bathroom Bandits is 1-5. Don't think it's over, baby. Don't think it's over, because Bathroom Bandits is coming for your ass. I'll see y'all on Friday for my weekly edition of Bandits Weekly Predictions. Until then, remember, the 1-5 Bandits run this bitch.